Step into the ring, fans. It's Main Event Reports, bringing you all the latest from WWE. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started. In one of the most dramatic storyline interviews WWE has ever crafted, Roman Reigns recently spoke out in a fictionalized segment that shook the wrestling world. Presented from a hospital room as part of an on-screen narrative, the tribal chief revealed his emotional reaction to the brutal attack that took place at Clash in Paris, an attack portrayed as part of an intense scripted rivalry with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Though entirely staged for entertainment, the segment was created with gripping realism, designed to evoke emotion, raise stakes, and immerse fans in the chaos surrounding Roman's character. The production leaned heavily into Roman's vulnerability, highlighting how easily trust can be broken in a competitive environment, even within the bounds of a storyline. The emotional weight of the interview reminds fans why Roman remains one of WWE's most compelling storytellers. He knows how to make a fictional moment feel painfully, powerfully real, a rivalry ignited behind the scenes. According to the in-story interview, Roman shared that his feud with Breaker began weeks earlier when the young superstar approached him seeking mentorship. The script introduced a theme of betrayal, framing Roman as a veteran who generously offered to guide someone he believed represented the future of WWE. The storytelling painted Breaker not as an actual villain in real life, but as an ambitious, rising talent whose hunger for success drove him to orchestrate a dramatic, on-screen turn. Roman described the hurt of realizing, within the fiction of the narrative, that someone he tried to teach had used that closeness to fuel a televised ambush. It's a classic wrestling trope, mentor and student turning into bitter enemies. But the emotional nuance added depth to what could have otherwise been a simple heel turn. The ambush in Paris. The Clash in Paris attack itself was staged to be one of the most shocking on WWE programming in recent memory. During what was framed as a routine backstage interview, Braun Breaker launched a surprise assault on Roman using a steel chair, executed carefully with trained professionals, yet filmed to look chaotic and uncontrolled. The storyline portrayed Breaker as relentless, determined, and fueled by resentment. Moments later, Bronson Reed entered the scene, delivering his signature tsunami splash to escalate the drama. WWE choreographed the moment to showcase both villains as unstoppable forces, while positioning Roman as a heroic figure crushed under their combined might. The segment highlighted the physicality theatrical wrestling is known for while keeping the action safely within performance parameters. Injuries and aftermath. Roman's scripted injuries were described in detail during his emotional interview, adding realism and raising the narrative stakes. WWE often uses fictionalized medical updates to prolong storylines and allow stars temporary breaks from television. And this was no exception in the segment. Roman explained that he suffered broken ribs, a severe concussion, and internal injuries. All within the fictional world of WWE storytelling, the audience was meant to feel the weight of Roman's suffering, empathizing with the long recovery ahead. This level of dramatic injury heightens the emotional impact, increases anticipation for Roman's eventual return, and reinforces the ruthless portrayal of Breaker and Reed's characters. The locker room reaction. Another major storyline development in Roman's interview was the sense of loneliness that followed the ambush. The tribal chief revealed, as part of the scripted drama, that many locker room peers stayed silent after the attack, unsure whether to align with Roman or avoid conflict with Breaker and Reed. The narrative introduced tension within WWE's fictional backstage world, emphasizing fear, uncertainty, and shifting alliances. Only a few characters were written to show support, giving Roman the role of a wounded warrior surrounded by whispers and doubt. This kind of layered backstage tension adds depth to WWE's world building and sets the stage for future confrontations. Family impact and emotional stakes. One of the most heartfelt elements of the interview was Roman discussing how his family, within the fictional narrative, struggled with seeing him injured. WWE often incorporates real family emotions into storyline arcs to ground the spectacle in relatable human experience. Roman described how his kids were frightened by the footage and how his wife worried about his career. While these details are dramatized for TV, they resonate because the audience connects with Roman not only as a performer, but also as a husband and father. This emotional storytelling gives his character vulnerability and purpose, fueling his motivation for eventual revenge. The growing mystery behind the attack. In classic WWE fashion, the storyline hinted at a larger conspiracy behind the Paris ambush. Framing it purely as fictional entertainment meant to spark speculation and fuel fan theories. Roman shared that he hired investigators in the storyline who uncovered hints of a deeper plot involving individuals who wanted to push him out of the main event spotlight. These suggestions of secret phone calls, anonymous messages, and mysterious informants created the foundation for a long-term dramatic arc. The fans love mystery angles, and Roman's interview positioned this as the beginning of a multi-layered narrative rather than a one-time attack. Breakers and Reed's in-story response. Adding fuel to the fire, WWE had Breaker and Reed deliver in-character responses, doubling down on their heel personas. Breaker posted taunts, while Reed dismissed Roman's interview as exaggerated, again, entirely scripted to intensify audience reactions. Heels thrive on provoking emotional responses, and this storyline made full use of that dynamic. Their dismissiveness contrasted sharply with Roman's sincerity, making them appear cold, calculating, and unapologetic. Exactly the tone WWE writers aim for when crafting villain characters, a call for accountability in WWE storytelling. Roman's interview concluded with a powerful message, a fictional call for change within the WWE Universe. He demanded better protection for performers, stronger oversight, and accountability for violent actions that cross lines, even within the scripted context of wrestling entertainment. This allowed WWE to weave social commentary into the narrative, while keeping all claims securely within the realm of fiction. Roman's words positioned him as a leader and advocate, emphasizing his character's integrity and resilience. The road ahead for the tribal chief. The segment ended with Roman promising that his fight was just beginning. His return, whenever scripted to occur, will come with enormous anticipation. The fictional conspiracy hints, emotional heartache, and betrayal arc ensure that when Roman steps back into the ring, it will be framed as an epic comeback fueled by heart, justice, and unbreakable will. WWE thrives on long-term storytelling, and this interview sets the stage for a future showdown in which Roman will stand tall, confront his enemies, and reclaim his legacy. Fans now wait eagerly for the next chapter, knowing that, within the safety of scripted entertainment, the tribal chief's rise will be nothing short of monumental.